So I'm sure you've been hearing a lot about GLP-1 drugs. I would like to share with you my experience with it, meaning with clients or what I've read. What's going on now? If you don't know what a GLP-1 drug is brands like Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro. These are some of the popular names of these drugs that originally started out as medications for people with diabetes. And they also found that, it has some good effects of weight loss too. And so when they first came out, a lot of people were trying to get them, but now a lot of people are trying to get them because what it does is, remember, this is a simplified explanation, right? I'm not covering everything. I'm not a doctor. I'm just sharing through my experience. And so a lot of people wanted to take it because they wanted to lose weight. Everyone wants to lose weight. And so they took it and people started losing weight. Even people who really didn't need to lose weight. They just needed to adjust their nutrition a bit, exercise a bit more. But for a lot of people, that's challenging, right? Just because you got to give time and discipline and focus on it. So this was kind of an easy fix. Take an injection. Some of them are once a week. Some of them are every day. And you can administer it yourself. You'd have to get it to a doctor. And so people started taking it. And then one of the things the researchers found that you'll lose weight, but also you'll lose a certain level of muscle. So what it does is we actually produce GLP-1 drug within our bodies, but when we inject the GLP-1 drugs into our body, what it does is just makes you feel less hungry. So you eat less. And as we know, to change your body composition or lose weight as well, is you have to eat less than you move. So calories in versus calories out. So if you're not hungry, you're not eating as much. It naturally stops us from snacking. It really helps when we're eating. We don't feel as hungry, so we don't eat as much, less often. But what the researchers found is people also start losing muscle. So yes, they lose weight, but what weight are you losing? As you all know, muscle is very important. Keeps your metabolism up. Muscle burns more calories at rest after your workouts, just while you're chilling in the office or on the couch, than fat does. So having more muscle on you, you're just burning more calories per hour than someone who has less muscle. But now these individuals have not only lost body fat, but they've also lost muscle. And the idea of the GLP-1 drugs is, especially not for the diabetics, but for people who want to lose weight, is you use it for a certain period of time and then you stop, right? And usually the recommendations by the doctors and health professionals, fitness professionals, is during the time you're on the GLP-1 drug, this is the time for you to make sure that you are practicing or honing your skills and habits of eating healthier options, exercising, eating slowly, eating mindfully, better snacks. Because when you're on that drug, you're less hungry, this is the best time to practice. But most people don't, right? And so when they come off the drug, they haven't practiced all of these good habits and consistently, that they go back to eating like they used to, thinking that the GLP-1 drug is a magic pill and will keep them with less weight forever. That's not the case. And so when they're off the GLP-1 drug, unfortunately, now they have less muscle than before. They are of a lower weight, but they haven't practiced these habits. And so then they gain weight again. For some, they go back to their old weight quite quickly. For some, maybe they'll stay slightly below their original weight that they were before. And some go above their previous weight that they were at, because now their metabolism is short, because they don't have that muscle. Not they don't have, it's much less. So one of the important things that you must think about is if you are going on them, for whatever reason, you must be doing strength training. You must maintain and improve your muscle levels. Recently, the World Health Organization, WHO, came out on the news to say they feel that these GLP-1 drugs will be very useful because there's a big problem with obesity, to help people lose weight, because as we know, being obese, there's so many medical issues that come with that. Higher chance of diabetes, cholesterol, blood pressure, and a whole other list, right? And so they've now said that it's a good idea for people to take these GLP-1 drugs to help them with obesity. But they did say you must be mindful of your nutrition and you must exercise. So now that the World Health Organization has said it, it may become more accessible to people, right? And they've even told governments to bring down the price of these drugs so that it's more accessible to people as well. And so now we're going to have more people taking it, a quick fix. But I don't know if people are going to have the information or be disciplined enough or put in the time to make sure they get in that strength training so they're in a better position throughout their journey with these GLP-1 drugs. And when they do stop, they can keep it off. So giving one example is that I had a client of mine who wanted to take it. She was training regularly, twice a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week, but she really liked her snacks. And she really couldn't control what she was eating and how she was eating and the amount she was eating. But she was training very regularly and she told me, I'm going to take it. So I warned her. I said, hey, one of the biggest things that will happen is that you can lose muscle. So you need to focus on strength training. You need to do it regularly. And she did. And now she's in great shape now. She's lost a ton of body fat, but she's got stronger. She looks great too. And now she's off the GLP-1 drugs. She's already created the habits that are required. She's already doing strength training. And so she's in a much better place than when she started on them. So if this is an option for you at some point, for whatever reason, you need to also think about, hey, how do I get in that strength training regularly, not here and there? Remember, with strength training, you need to do it, I would say, minimum twice a week, ideally 3 times a week for regularity to maintain that muscle and build muscle. One, so that you're in a better position when you come off the GLP-1 drugs, your metabolism is not shot, right? And also practice the good eating habits as much as possible while you're on the drug so that when you're less hungry, it's easier to practice the thing versus when you're not on it and then you have to control the hunger and all these habits. I hope that was useful. I know this was a long video, but I think it's really important for people to know what's going on around them, know the information, and use it wisely.